today we're going to talk about a specific bear, an extinct species of bear known as the cave bear. And when you see this picture, you're probably going to think you're looking at a giant lumbering beast. But even though these bears were massive, they were actually herbivorous and would spend time eating, I think, grass or other vegetation. So they're not like polar bears. They're more like black bears or spectacle bears or pandas, like bears that eat vegetation than just eat meat. And I have to admit, the first thing I thought of this bear when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that has to be a carnivore. But just because something is big doesn't mean, or does it look scary. Like, just because something is big and it looks scary doesn't mean it's a carnivore, like hippos. Although I'm pretty sure hippos are 100% omnivorous. In fact, the hippo was once thought to be related to the pig, but its closest relatives are cetaceans like dolphins and orcas. First, I thought its closest relative had to be something like a spectacle bear or a black bear, although I don't know how much of the percentage, how much black bears eat meat. And I don't know if they're 100% herbivorous, although I'm pretty sure they are. And I had the Kodiak bear, so out of all those three options, I immediately chose the Kodiak bear. I mean, both of these bears are massive and large, and it shows you, although an animal that extended from an omnivore, it can be a herbivore. Kodiak bears spend most of their time eating grass rather than putting in the effort to hunt and kill animals. Although, if they were carnivores, I think they can easily hunt down prey like deer, larger prey like cows, pigs, goats. What else? Deer, maybe moose. Maybe they can even take down donkeys. I don't know. I have to say I did not Google what was its closest relative. I just immediately guessed it was the Kodiak bear. Although it said brown bear, I don't know if it's talking about the grizzly bear, but grizzly bears, even though they're omnivorous, I think they spend most of their time hunting animals like moose, caribou, elk, and deer and other. And also bears can run as fast as horses. And they can catch a horse over a short span of time, especially in a forest or in the woods. I don't know how the hey I guessed it was a Kodiak bear. Maybe I'm a psychic, but I just want to say I didn't Google it. From my perspective, a bear that large wouldn't have that much predators. Although cave lions would attack cubs. And I'm pretty sure stuff like cave hyenas and wolves would attack weak or also cubs. And there were fossils of this unique bear. Oh, and I forgot one bear, the panda bear. But honestly, like, pandas aren't that big or ferocious. But this bear is now extinct, and now that I know it's herbivorous, I hope scientists bring it back. Like, any herbivorous animal can be brought back, except carnivorous animals like dinosaurs, cave lions, and yes, you cannot bring back those animals, but like, come on, bring back the cave bear. Like, even though it is massive, oops, I almost dropped my pen. Even though it is massive, it seems kind of harmless, although I'm pretty sure if people tried to hunt it, it would defend itself like any animal would. So yeah, cave bears were basically giant herbivorous bears that lives in caves, and the cave lion was once thought to be related to the lion, although they share some differences. Number one, they were never depicted with manes. Even males never had manes. And they were once thought to be more related to the tiger than the lion. But obviously it's related to the lion. I mean, it has cave lion in its name. But like I said, nature can take an animal and be like, oh, like the shoe-bill stork. It isn't related to the stork. It's part of the Pelecaniformia family. Or like antelopes. It's like how antelopes look like deer, but they're actually related to cows. Or it's like, well, whales and dolphins are cetaceans and practically the same thing. And yeah, like I said, I would really appreciate if scientists bring this animal back. As long as it as long as it stays herbivorous. As long as it stays herbivorous. I mean, I don't know if a herbivorous animal can transform into a carnivore or an omnivore, but I really hope that doesn't happen. Oh, it was closely related to brown bears and polar bears. But like, and it was related to the American black bear and the brown bear. But how is it related to the polar bear if it's herbivorous? Unless it snacked on small animals. Wow, orcas are generally speaking, peaceful creatures. They don't hunt us like other animals do. And they mostly eat stuff like seals, great white sharks. Sometimes they beach themselves to catch seals. They catch seabirds to feed on. And other than that, they're just peaceful cetaceans. But there's been a theory going around that hippos, well, they are related to hippos, but they might have been related to a small species of deer that dives into water when threatened. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. Yeah, well, but some words are just hard for someone to pronounce, which is obvious when doing research about animals. And well, did you know that semi-aquatic animals extended from hoofed animals or land animals? So basically, orcas were like deers. Or they could be related to hippopotamus, but you can literally Google it. Like I said, it was a small deer species that dived into water when threatened. I don't know why waters is a kind of safe place. I mean, kangaroos dive into water when they are chased by predators, and I don't think kangaroos can climb trees. I don't think they're arboreal, but if they can, good on them. But they have to worry about predators like dingoes, so they go into the water and sometimes drown the dogs, and they'll do it to any feral dog they see. Kind of like how zebras, you would expect a herbivorous animal who has to worry about apex predators like lions. Zebras have to worry about lions. You would think they would go full out predator mode, not predator mode, but they would basically start perceiving everything they see as a threat. They would be on threat mode. Like, even if you are close to the animal, yeah, I don't know why orcas aren't like that. Or the pygmy hippo. I mean, they are smaller than the common hippo. So in my opinion, they should be more aggressive. And like zebras, it's true. Like, even if an animal is close to them, they're gonna be like, yeah, and kick the animal like they did to that wildebeest. And the wildebeest wasn't able to get up. Yeah, it could have been related to a small deer species that jumps into water when threatened. Though I have to say, in a fight, assuming they are both in water, the orca, they are bigger and stronger. And when I mean stronger, I mean potentially. An orca can weigh over tons, while a hippo might be pushing 2. So a orca would happily kill a hippopotamus, although hippos live in fresh water and orcas live in salt water. When I see this video, I can't take it seriously. Like, how is a leopard? Well, some people speculate the leopard was hit by a car, by an vehicle, and the wild boars saw the leopard and they were like, we're gonna defend ourselves from this fierce feline. But why is the leopard not getting up? Like, I get animals like deer, when they are knocked out, you don't get up. But like a herbivorous animal, like what? I've seen cheetahs kill wild boars and warthog and succeed, but sometimes wild boar will eat them. And I didn't know leopards were this much as punks. I thought they would be able to kill 3 warthogs. But honestly, when you're outnumbered like wolves, and orcas are sometimes referred to as wolves of the sea because they travel in pods or packs, a lot like hyenas or wolves. But I don't know how that leopard wasn't able to get up after being hit by a car. Like, I know when an animal gets hit by a car, it's gonna be stunned. But like that animal, that ferocious, and it's a carnivore. Oh, and Indian leopards are smaller than African leopards, so they're more vulnerable. But I still can't know how a herbivore has the edge against a carnivore. Although Cape buffaloes, although herbivorous animals can be as dangerous as carnivorous animals such as elephants, zebras. Well, horses are generally docile as long as you don't approach them from the behind, because if you do that, they're gonna kick you. And a horse's kick can be 200 pounds for 200 pounds per inch. So if they kick you, a horse can kill you, by the way. Oh, and also horses. Here's some fun fact about horses I bet you didn't know. A male horse is called a stallion, while females is called a mare. The baby or infant is called a foal, and a female who is too young to be called a mare is called a filly. It's impossible for horses to throw up. Also, they sleep standing up because there's predators that could kill them while they're asleep. And they sleep standing up, and sometimes there's horses, like guard horses, looking after the horses while they get the snooze. So basically, it's basically like you running a red light, but then when the police come, you flee. Like you standing there, but then you just run at the lit light and the police come, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna say that. No, run out there. Also, the bodies of 7 sharks were washed up on the sea in a place that I forgot the name of, but they had large puncture wounds near the pectoral fins. And the murderer of this shark knew where to bite, and they removed the liver of the shark. And it's obvious that the killer whale was the one who was preying. Although I think sharks would be better if orcas didn't exist. I mean, dolphins are already psychotic enough, but good thing orcas don't hunt humans. Orcas outclass great white sharks both in size and intelligence, and they mostly travel in pods or packs called paws, and males are slightly bigger than females and have a longer dorsal fin that is taller than most people, and it's a cachalotical fish. I hope I said that right. Or their closest relatives are dolphins and whales. And dolphins or whales are the same animal, but they're taxonomically dolphins. They're the largest member of the dolphin family. Although I wish orcas didn't exist in great white sharks, because many people think great white sharks to be the apex predator. Yeah, that's not the case. Orcas eat them for breakfast or for any day. In fact, in 1997, an orca was seen ramming into a great white shark. The force of the stun gave the orca the time to flip the great white shark over and hold it in that position. Because sharks are susceptible to something called atomic immobility. It's basically the fear of being held upside down. And when they are held upside down, they become paralyzed because they require water to run through their gills while swimming. Essentially, the orca just drowned the shark and then after it drowned it, it fed on the large shark. Although I think a shark would make an excellent meal. Think about it. Their livers contain very good livers and oils and fat. And the only reason orcas hunt sharks is because their livers have high nutrient. Why did I just stop there? High nutrient rich, like oils and fat. It has a lot of oils and fat. Orcas have seemed to learn this because they're smarter than sharks, and they are targeting sharks specifically for their nutrient-rich livers. To be honest, orcas love animals with a lot of rich blubbers on their body. Even walruses, which I don't think polar bears can hunt, although they might when they are starving. And yeah, orcas can hunt walruses, and both of these animals can hunt elephant seals, which are large, and they get their name for having a trunk like proboscis and being very large. And when mating season comes, they fight. Here's a video of them fighting. Although I don't know who hit that leopard, but you kind of need to watch where you're going, because if the leopard was never hit, it could have successfully hunted down the wild boar. Although wild boars are problematic. I mean, look how big that seal is. It's really the size of an elephant. And males, of course, fight over the right to mate with the females. males are called bulls, and I don't know if this is confirmed, but I think females are called calves. No, not calves, cows. Although I need to Google this. Although I think it is. And when mating season comes, males fight each other. And also, this is also confirmed. Female animals do fight for males. So it's kind of like males fight for females and males fight for females. So like, yeah, females fight for males, and then the males fight for the females. I mean, look at this. Look at this. They just fight each other like there's no tomorrow. Chill out. Although, if you're an animal, I mean, you do have to ward off other animals so you can mate with the female or the male, depending on what gender you are. The animal kingdom. But that's it for this video, and I hope you guys like this video. Stay safe, and I just can't get over the fact how them wild boars decided to target a leopard. I mean, you already see it's hit by a car. I mean, I think we should start slaughtering wild boars. Keep warthogs alive, keep puma alive, but slaughter them. I want to, honestly, I take it back about wanting to hunt jaguars because they're cool, but lions, I feel like we should start killing lions for multiple reasons. I mean, sorry if your favorite animal is a lion, no offense, lions are cool, but like what? And they said they taste like, I can't remember if they said if it tastes like chicken or pork, although I'm pretty sure it was chicken, but you can Google it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, if I even turn the comments on. But yeah, and there's like a lot of stuff, but I think we should start slaughtering wild boars precisely for them because they're problematic.